Hello again. Two things happened recently which prompted me to consider the question of censorship on social media sites such as this channel. The first was, of course, YouTube suspending me for an hour or two because they took it into their heads that a post of mine was hate speech and was designed to encourage violence against or hatred of homosexuals. This was nuts, and luckily I managed to persuade them to change their minds. The second thing was that I have received a few emails lately from people who feel that I should get a grip on the comments in this channel and start telling people that their views are unacceptable. This is an interesting point because one person writing to me gave a specific instance of what he supposed to be a little bit too much of a laid-back attitude on my part. On the post I recently made about Alex Belfield, somebody commented very aggressively, basically telling me that I was an idiot. Well, for all I know to the contrary, he's quite right. I was slightly surprised because it seemed to be from a woman and it had a very aggressive tone if it was a woman. I saw the name Sarah at the beginning and it ended with Draper, that is to say capital D-R-A-P-E-R. There was a jumble of letters in between which didn't really register. Somebody emailed me to tell me that I had been interacting with somebody whose username was Sarah Everard Raper. I had not realised this, but see now that this is quite correct. It was suggested that I should challenge the person and either block him or ask him to change his username to something less offensive. I can hardly tell you how disgusting I found it when I realised that a man would actually use such a name. I would not have answered the comment if I had known that this was a man using a name like that. To speak candidly, I wouldn't like to share the same air as somebody who could set out to use such a pseudonym. Should I, though, ban a man like that or challenge him? What about those who make awful comments here about homosexuals and Jews? Should I challenge them all or block them? Delete their comments? The difficulty which I have with this course of action is quite simple. Censorship is a very easy habit to pick up and it has a way of spreading once it begins. Today I will block somebody who uses the name Sarah Everard Raper, and then tomorrow I'll start deleting comments which claim that the Jews are running the world, or perhaps blocking people who comment saying foolish things such as the Austrian painter was right, a reference to Hitler of course. Then the day after that I shall delete comments which are rude about me, and then any that I find boring or annoying. Once you start playing that game, it's very hard to stop. It would end up with only those who agreed with my views being left. I've seen such channels and sites, and I dare say that some viewers have too. It would become an echo chamber for the faithful. It would also be extremely boring, of course, as well. As it is, some of the comments made on here I very strongly disagree with, which is another point which people have raised in emails to me, that the comments on this channel contain many anti-Semites and other unsavoury types, and it has been said on more than one occasion that I have a duty to make regular announcements letting everybody know where I stand on various subjects and denouncing those who say in the comments things with which I do not agree. I don't see that either. I'm under no obligation to say explicitly where I stand on every issue of the day. Why would I be? I have certainly not encouraged anti-Semites to congregate here, and yet they do. I think because many other places chase them off and delete their comments. As it happens, I've learned a great deal about modern trends in anti-Semitism from the comments here, and I find it fascinating to see how an ancient idea has mutated and adapted to the 21st century. Anybody wishing to learn about the subject could hardly have a better sample of writings on the whole business to study, really. It's like an archive providing an insight into the modern world of anti-Semitism. What about things like transsexualism, though, or homosexuality? Some people here comment about these, and should I not say where I stand on these matters? I don't think so. Some viewers will remember the debates I had with Bella last year about critical race theory. These took place weekly on her channel and lasted for an hour or so each. She put them on her channel and I used to give links here to them. Bella is a transsexual and we always debated in a very amicable fashion. I met up with her in real life and we got on famously. We still keep in touch by exchanging emails. Does that sound as though I'm horribly prejudiced against transsexuals? I don't see that I need to be making regular broadcasts in which I speak out against transphobia or homophobia or any other kind of phobia. I have my views about this and others have theirs. The bottom line is, as our American cousins say, that I shall not be meddling with the comments here or blocking people. I'm interested in what people think and say, even when I disagree with them. The comments on this channel provide a window on the world. I think that being able to discuss or express opinions about sensitive or forbidden subjects is increasingly rare in the modern world, and so I hope to keep this channel going in this way as long as I can.